Alrighty guys, welcome back to another LEGO set review from BrickByBrick. Today we have set number 9457, and it contains 415 pieces and 3 minifigures, and it is called Fangpyre Wrecking Ball, and retailed for $49.99 back when it was released in 2012 at 10 cents per piece, or 12 cents per piece. I don't know where I got 10, but I think I was about to say above 10 cents per piece. But I bought it a couple months ago from a Facebook yard sale post for a total of $15, still sealed. So let's begin by looking at the wrecking ball. Alright, so the wrecking ball itself is fairly large, 11 inches long, 7 inches wide, and probably 12 to 14 inches tall, but I didn't measure it, and they don't give you an official measurement in the description. But it is made up of these large support looking pieces for the most part, and up at the top there is a little kind of winch where you can raise and lower the chain. You can't turn the ends on the side where it does have a printed Fangpyre symbol, which we'll see that piece later, but I figured I'd mention it. But these, since the way it's assembled, they aren't, directly attached to the winch, so you can't just turn those. You have to actually turn the winch yourself. The wrecking ball, though, as we raise it into position, is just made up of two of these large wheel pieces. Used a lot in power miners. They were used for Cole's earth driller from the next year. But and there is a light in the middle, which is just clipped across, and is mainly for structure, actually. But the actual body of the vehicle is pretty solid and pretty good looking. It can turn all the way around as long as you have the mouth raised up. When you have the mouth down, it looks really good, but it can only turn, part way. I like the way that looks. I think the red is a good color, and I like the flag piece used as a snake tongue. They do that in a lot of the Serpentine sets, though. But the face is similar to the other Serpentine sets again, but slightly different. I think that this is a little bit taller, the top section, than most of them. You got the eyes, which are made using these the kind of fender pieces, and they have a little ball, the Technic ball, on the inside. There are some stickers that make up a scale pattern. It looks good, and they connect together pretty well. And it does have the two fangs, because Fangpyre, get it. And I think they do a good job of filling in most of this. They don't always do the best job in most of these sets, but unless you look at it from a top view, like this, there you can see that it's not fully filled in, but from here, it looks like it's fairly complete. And off to this side, they just have a crate where you can store some stuff. Right now, it just has the two extra snakes in there, the little red ones, which are hard to find. They, I think, only appear in this set and maybe one other spinner set or something. But they're rather uncommon in that color. Not as common as, green, or, stuff like that. And the other set that these appear in, it's actually not in Spinner set, but it does appear in Gandalf Arrives. So, Lord of the Rings set. And this here looks like you would be able to extend this out or in just because of the rack gears, and that's a good job of suggesting a function, but, where there actually isn't one, these actually do nothing, but I think that they add some nice detail and they look kind of cool, so that's a plus. In the back, there is just some storage. There's a little sticker there that shows wrenches. There are actually no wrenches in there, but this is their toolbox. Guess they don't have any tools. They suggest these engines here with stickers, which looks pretty good, I think. And I guess the back does have some rear lights and another one of these rack gear pieces, And then same sticker on this side, toolbox again. Still nothing. They don't have any tools at all. And I guess we'll take a look at the tail real quick. It isn't anything really special. It's got this twisty joint there that can move up and down, but it can't move down further than this. You can, however, move these down and get it look like that. It looks kind of weird though, so I think the best look is to just keep it like this. And all the way up there on the end, it does have this, or these dragon tail pieces, which you can, twist around a little, but they don't hinge back and forth like the other joints. And last on this, section, there is the cockpit area, which behind it there's a little exhaust port with a purple flame coming out of it. There's Fangpyre, the driver. He just stands in there. And inside the little cockpit area, there is just, 3 studs that he can stand on. Obviously, he only uses 2, but there's a button in there, and then this little light, which on the other side has a control panel, which is printed, but rather common, and there's a lever on the side that he can also use. And it just has a roll cage, which I think is a good look for a vehicle like this. And him just standing in there, he can hold the staff, but he has to hold it sideways. And you can see the big, large gears in there. Those are rather difficult to find, not the most common. And down here on the bottom, it does have these little stickered engine or oil tank details, I guess. And then it also says, let's see if we can get that in there. Zoom in more. Power pump 73. I'm not sure if that's supposed to be a significant phrase or anything, but they do a good job of, getting these treads to actually work. They roll pretty smoothly, and you can see we're on a pretty smooth surface here, a wooden desk. And they're still, moving. Obviously you can see, same sticker on the other side, just mirrored. But that's a good thing. They actually still work on smooth surfaces. It leaves just enough, tension there for it to work. It's just loose enough. And on the bottom, it's just, a plate. And you can see from the back, it is rather ugly on the back rear, but you don't look at it from that angle much. So that's it for the build of the set, really. There are 3 minifigures included. Since this is a bad guy set, it seems like it's only fair to have the bad guys go first, with Fangpyre here. He's the second in command of the Fangpyre tribe, and he has the same mold as Fang Tom, the first in command, but there is black printing on the back, and I think that this is a really, really neat piece, actually, but isn't used anymore. It's got the 2 heads, and the back print is just a straight line of that pattern downwards, and he does have this Fangpyre staff, which has that printed piece, which I told you we'd be looking at later. Here you go. And I like this mold as well. And the torso print is relatively simple, but looks good. And I think that this guy is a nice menacing looking villain for the ninja to be facing in the set. Lloyd here, he's not a villain anymore, but he was at this time. And I guess he kind of is/isn't in this set, because during the season he's kind of both. He switches sides early on, but you can use him as either here. He does have this weird weapon with the purple saw blade things on the side, and his torso print is the standard one that he had during this year. He has a short cape and no print on the back of the torso. And he has unprinted black short legs, obviously. And the hood piece that he has is, the standard minifigure hood piece that's been used, for a long time. And I really like young Lloyd's face. I think this is the best Lloyd face that they've done so far. I wish they would keep using it, but they don't. So I'm really glad to get another one of these guys. I already had this figure, but, the more I can get of this face, the better, because they apparently have stopped using it. And Kendo Cole here has this cool double-bladed golden axe staff, which I think is a really neat looking weapon, actually. Obviously not used in the show. Most of the weapons in the sets aren't, but useful to have something to beat up bad guys with. And the actual figure is a cool one for me, because it's the only Kendo figure I have. But, you know, I don't know why I didn't get more of them. I guess just the sets that I wanted weren't Kendo-y. I guess I did want Destiny's Bounty, but I never got it. The masks are all exactly the same between the 4 Kendo Ninja. And he has his standard Cole face, and underneath he has the, you know, original Cole suit. No back print. So it's nothing super special, actually. Now that I have this one of them, I am able to make all the others. One at a time, obviously. But basically the only exclusive part is that Kendo mask. And, you know, it's not really exclusive to him, it's exclusive to this suit for all the ninja. But he's the last figure. He was the only one I didn't have before getting the set, so he was probably my favorite out of it, but he's nothing super fancy. I think Fang Dam is probably the most interesting of the 3. And that's pretty much it. What you see is kind of what you get. I think that if you like the build here, you'll like the set. If you don't like the way it looks, you probably won't. And I forgot to mention you can move this back and forth. Guess probably should have, but it's nothing super important. And you can swing it around, you know, and hit stuff with the wrecking ball. But that's the other play feature I forgot to touch on, but I figured it was rather obvious. But I'll give you a quick demonstration as we wrap this up. Anyway, I think that the set overall, you know, is a good one. But the figures are not exclusive, which I think is one of the big reasons that I didn't, you know, go after this back when I was collecting Ninjago in 2012, but not like really collecting it, just getting certain sets. And I think that it's not a, like, if you miss out on it, it's not that big a deal, but if you get the chance to get it, you know, I would. It's not a standout set, but it's not bad. And I think that the one thing that does kind of, or that did kind of make me want this set, you know, the second time I saw it, when I had the chance to get it, you know, just this year, was the fact that, you know, it is kind of a cool scene in the show, and I think that it's a good vehicle to have made, but, you know, not a vehicle that everybody is gonna go out and hunt down because they, you know, want it. So, hope you guys enjoyed. That's my quick thoughts on the, ooh, whoops, just changed the focus. But that's my quick thoughts on the Fangpyre Wrecking Ball. I think that it's a cool thing. It's big, and it's just kind of a good looking build to have. So, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys all later. I'd be interested to know what you guys think of the set, so let me know in the comment section down below. Bye, guys.